Now that I got your attention, let's talk about something that's been bothering me for a while: black on black violence. Because that term, it low key makes me cringe. You never hear about white on white violence. Nobody says Latino on Latino violence or Asian on Asian violence. But the moment it's about us, it becomes an entire identity. So, for the last few decades, black people have been painted as inherently violent, as gangsters, thugs, as dangerous, as the problem. But let's pause. I've done over 25 videos at this point, and do you know what most of them are about? Yep, violence against black people, not the other way around. From the Red Summer to Rosewood, Wilmington, East St. Louis, Oscarville, Central City, the Move bombing, time and time again, it's been mobs, governments, militias, and systems targeting us. But somehow, we're the violent ones? That's not just bias, that's a narrative. And it was built to justify how we've been treated. Yes, we have issues in our communities, just like every other community. Yes, we have violence, just like every other group of people in this country. But what we don't talk about is why. We don't talk about how the disinvestment, redlining, underfunded schools, mass incarceration, and generational trauma created the conditions that many of our communities live in. And when people say things like black people are just violent or look at the news, I think that's part of the setup too. Because if you really pay attention, there are entire TV networks, Core TV, A&E, ID channel, showing nonstop crime stories 24/7. And most of the folks on there, they're not black, they're not from the hood, and they're definitely not in the game. So when people push this idea that we're the face of violence, I just gotta ask, do y'all even have cable? Or are you only paying attention when it's us on the screen? Because that's not about crime. That's about comfort with the stereotype. Now, speaking of stereotypes, let's talk about this word ghetto. I hear folks throw that word around like it's made just for us. But the word ghetto wasn't even created for black people. It was originally used to describe European immigrants, Italians, Irish, Jewish communities, all living in segregated, low income neighborhoods. There were Irish ghettos, Italian ghettos, and eventually black ghettos. But now, you say the word ghetto and people automatically picture us. That's how fast language gets weaponized, how terms get twisted until they shape how the world sees us. So let's break the cycle. And here's the thing: most violence in this country is intraracial. White people hurt white people, Latino folks hurt Latino folks. People hurt the people that's closest to them. That's not black on black crime, that's proximity. But nobody else gets branded by it. So why do we? And let me say this is not an excuse, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, that I'm condoning violence, especially not the kind that hurts our communities. I'm not defending it, I'm not sympathizing with it. I'm just saying we're not the only ones who deal with it. Black people are not uniquely violent. Humans are violent. If anything, history has shown that some of the most violent things ever done on this planet were done by people who never lived in the hood. So if we're going to talk about violence, let's stop pretending it's a black thing. It's a human thing. But only one group has been branded for it. You see, when we don't know our history, we end up internalizing the lies. We start believing we're the problem, when really, we've been surviving problems that were built around us. These stories we're telling, these videos, they're not just about the past. They're about unlearning the shame that was never ours to carry in the first place. So next time someone tries to hit you with black on black violence, ask them where they learned that. Ask them who benefits from this narrative. Because once you start learning your history, you stop letting people define your identity. Remember to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for stories that they don't put in your textbooks. Peace.